Today we are going to be controlling the non-native grey squirrel. My trail camera has been picking up quite a bit of activity, so I do need to get into my hide and see how many grey squirrels we can control today. I think we should get a few, and interestingly, I am using a different feed today. I always use peanuts, but today it is black sunflower seeds. How effective they'll be, I don't know. Let's just get into my hide and see how we get on. So now we are finally settled into the hide. I'm just going to sit here and wait, see how long it takes before our first squirrel comes. I hope it doesn't take too long. So I just need to get a magazine loaded into the rifle, sit here and wait, and we'll just see how the day goes today. Well, this was quite unexpected. I was not expecting a squirrel this early on. And by early on, I mean literally straight away, that I'm not even quite set up properly yet. So I'm trying to move extremely slowly in my hide, just so it doesn't actually see me. Usually when they are in this area, around the feeder, even if they're not on it, and they are just clambering about the tree, usually they do end up within that area where I can get a shot off. Hopefully this one won't take too long. It didn't quite make it to the feeder, but it did go onto that branch and it did sit there quite still for quite a long time. So that's why I decided to take the shot. Well, I was not expecting a squirrel that early. Now usually I have this scrim net just in front of me like that. And when I was just getting myself comfortable, getting ready for the day pretty much, a squirrel started coming down the top of the tree, which caught me off guard. So I couldn't pick up my hands to bring this back in front of me, otherwise it would have seen me. So I had to just be very, very still, getting behind the rifle. That's why it took me so long to get that first squirrel. But we have got it. What a good start. That's the second one in the bag. That one caught me completely off guard. I just happened to look up and notice a squirrel coming in on the back of the tree. And I certainly didn't waste any time for that one. However, with the second squirrel out of the way, number 3 has now turned up. And when it's on the feeder just like that, that's where things are looking pretty promising. But things are never straightforward, and this one seems to be taking quite a long time actually getting onto that feeder. But it certainly knows how it works. So far it seems that all the squirrels that I've shot and killed, those 3, for whatever reason just seem to be falling down and then going behind the tree, so I can never see them. I know it was a 1-shot 1-kill on all of them, but they all seem to be following the same path when they go into the afterlife. But anyway, we currently have another squirrel coming in, number 4. I've had to speed this one up quite considerably, as well as the other one. This one seems a little bit more agitated. Can it sense there's danger in the air? Who knows? But given it time, it is starting to get a little bit closer onto that feeder. That's exactly where I need it to be. After lifting the feed lid on the second time, I took my shot without hesitation. So that's 4 now in the bag. It has gone a little bit slower than expected, but I've managed to get just 4 shots straight down. I am expecting a few more to start coming in because it is about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's a little bit quiet at this time, so I still expect a few more as time progresses. The equipment that I'm using today is an Epic 2 in sub 12 177. It is currently shooting JSB 10.34 grain heavy pellets. On top is a DNT Zulus 3-12, the V2 version, and I'm also using a small Primos Trigger Sticks with a Manbilly saddle clamp on top. Please let me know your thoughts on all the equipment that I'm using. I'm really interested to hear them. Time has pushed on, probably about 50 minutes from the 4th squirrel, but a 5th squirrel has come in. Now this one is gingerly coming towards the feeder. So as always, I do have to be quite patient, but I do enjoy this game. I could sit here all day, and to be honest, that's what I do. But this squirrel does seem a little bit hesitant about picking up a black sunflower seed. And with the sun beaming down onto that feeder, the exposure on the Zulus is struggling just that little bit. But I still can identify the head, and that's exactly what I aim for. Well, we had to take our time a little bit there to get that 5th one, and I think it's about the right time to actually go and collect those 5, just in case any more squirrels come in. I don't want them getting disturbed, and now's a good time to also stretch my legs as well. And just as I got back into my hide, a hare appeared. I do see these every now and then on this particular farm, and it is always nice to see. But they are certainly not on the menu for my air rifle, so they get left well alone. Another nest robbing grey squirrel has come in, and this one seems to be taking its time as well. This one's come down from the top of the tree. A lot of the time when they do come from the top of the tree, I don't actually see them until they are running down. So a lot of the time they do catch me off guard. This squirrel may be on top of the feeder, but he's not dropping down to where I want it to. And it's certainly playing the long game. Now that's definitely a better position that I want it to be in. However, it is moving about a lot, so it is risky to take a shot. But just give it a moment and I'm sure I'll get one. As soon as I saw my opportunity, that's when I took it. It eventually settled with a sunflower seed in its mouth, perfectly still, all that time fidgeting. But as always, I am pretty patient, and it paid off very nicely. And our first squirrel of the day, which has come over from the right hand side, this time on the ground, which once again I've had to speed up a little bit, but this one is going a little bit more direct. I was actually expecting that to go onto the feeder because of how direct it was. However, I saw my opportunity on the branch and I took it. Now that one took quite a long time to come in, just had to wait. I thought it was going to go onto the feeder, but it didn't, and then it went up onto the branch, and there were many times where I was thinking about taking a shot, but it just kept moving every couple of seconds, so I wasn't quite sure, but I took my opportunity when it finally went onto that branch and it stayed still for a bit longer than usual. But yeah, that's 7 in the bag now, so it's going pretty good. Time is starting to press on now. However, there are still squirrels in the area, such as a possible number 8 squirrel. And with a little bit of speeding up this video clip, it hasn't taken this one too long to actually get onto that feeder. So far today, that's 8 shots and 8 clean kills. That's pretty much how I like it. And at this point I decide that's probably going to be it for today, so I decide to go and collect just the remaining 3. It's been quite a long day, but still a productive day, and I'm happy with how the day has gone. That's where we're going to leave it for today. We managed to get these 8 squirrels. I'm happy with that because I only fired 8 pellets, so you certainly cannot complain about that. And it's the first time using black sunflower seeds. Now, someone gave me this idea. It's a shooting show. Sorry, I can't remember your name, but I'm glad that they did because they are slightly cheaper than peanuts, so it's something to consider. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's squirrel video. I certainly did, even though it was quite a long one. I did have to wait for those 8 squirrels, but I did manage to get 8 squirrels. Cheers guys, we shall see you on the next one.